Hello Cancers, this is going to be your spring equinox reading for 2024. Welcome back to subscribers, welcome to anyone new to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I am not a reader that is on a natural schedule with this work. I'm called to come in and do readings for the zodiac with this channel as I return to this work. And this felt like it was necessary to do so, and I happen to have a window, and so I am being obedient to that. This is oracle first oracle deck that I ever gotten, and it just resonates so well with, as far as I go, as far as the type of work that I'm doing here, which I don't use this as a hustle. It's more of just one of the gifts or talents that comes with the gift, but also as things shift and change, I'm called to shift and change, and also when things get oversaturated, there's something here that, you know, everyone has a different purpose and things with this, but you know, let's get into this. All right, let's look into the underneath for the energy here. All right, so Cancers, we have one ring circus with the 7 of bees underneath the deck here, and there's a lot that you're doing to prepare yourself. Like, you're thinking about yourself a lot more than you are including other people in plans and what it is that you need to do for yourself. That's with the 7 of bees. You are making plans and as well being a step ahead of things and circumstances that may be arising in this year for you. The 7 of bees is also, you know, you may need to be a bit more secretive, and this is for good reason. There may if you have the need to be not forthcoming with your plans and what it is that you're doing, there's a reason for that. That could be something that you needed to learn, that as far as some things, you can't prepare people, because then in that sense, of as far as what is in the positive of the 7 of swords, is if you are around individuals who like to sabotage your plans or take what you're doing and then react off of what you're doing, then that's a mature way and a mature approach, especially if it comes to matters, as it comes to matters that are important to you. So you may be learning that, and that's something that is something that where you, regardless of you being a part of a team or a partnership, whether you're married or not, or you know, you have family, there's still this sense of autonomy that you need to maintain within yourself, and I feel like that's an energy that's going to be uh, uh, dominant for you over this year. In your recent past, we have come together with the flying machine. So for some of you, you have made connections that have now, it's interesting, the imagery here. If you look at the giraffes here, they're facing each other for a higher purpose. They've come together for what? A higher purpose. And then you have the chariot, which has these what are looks like knights, to represent the horses on, you know, looking in different directions, and that's what the chariot does. But then the rider is steering them and balancing them off, and this is your archetype, the chariot, the flying machine in this deck. So this is giving me the sense that you have moved forward, and you have maintained a partnership, and that could also be what's between you and that person, or that situation, or something that you have joined together with, which is a good partnership. So I feel like there's something that you have overcome within a partnership that's one, you have overcome, but then there's also the sense of two, there needing to be a higher power that balances you. And as you, there's times with every partnership, in any partnership, that you're going to see eye to eye and you come together for a higher purpose. And this is again representing the past that's influencing what's going to be coming. But then there's that faith in higher power, like as far as like people who are married and go through and make vows before others, and what is their higher power, whether you call it God or whether you call it, there's a union under that matrimony, even though it is a societal construct and it's mainly more of a business as far as in the natural contract and deal, as far as living together and creating together, owning together, and all of that. But then there's that kind of spiritual element that is in play to help, as far as where you would go to get through those times of disagreement or wanting to go in different directions. But that's, I feel like this is something here where you have solid bonds, you have solid partnership, but there's also that need, and there's something too that you've accomplished and overcome yourself, with and with others, I feel. Now, your present point of advantage, we do have rock bottom here with the Knight of Dragonflies, which is the Knight of Cups in this deck. And I chose this tarot for like the insects, that I just thought that was cool how they did that. Now, I feel this is, as you feel that you've reached a bottom place, there's something to learn and gain from hitting this point, and how you, there's pathways to get out of it, but there may be something that you may be needing to offer, and within the journey. And for some of you, this isn't new to you, as far as needing to walk alone in a stage, in this space. And there's some people who have an attitude of like, if I'm going through something, I'd rather go through it and handle it myself than ask for help from anyone, So there's something to be, or, and what comes to you from the universe or through your journey, going through ups and downs in life, there's this sense of being able to have an emotional attitude of, where you may look like you're there, or you may feel like you're there, you may actually be there, but then there is a pathway, there's a way to kind of there's a new path that comes from sometimes hitting that bottom place, and it's not, it doesn't have to be a permanent situation. It can change. It can turn around, and so there could be something familiar about it to you, or a sense of there's silver linings in this sense of stage that you are in. And you definitely, in these times, you may not find yourself alone in that. Now, what we have for the challenge or resistance, we do have commitment. Now, why did I pick up here too? That for some of you, there is an offer of help, and you being useful in a space, and you being called to a space for a reason. There just may be connections and things that you are meant to make in that journey. I recommend, if you haven't, to read The Alchemist. If you haven't read that book, I recommend it as a reading material for especially this time for you. If you haven't read it, again, and then if you have read it, it's been a long time, maybe reread it, by Paulo Coelho. So your challenge or resistance, commitment with the Nine of Beetles. So Nine of Beetles, Nine of Pentacles. So I feel for some of you, it is a challenge maybe to remain committed to someone with resources, or even commitment to yourself with your independence. And then your child, your it could represent someone, but it also could represent yourself. Committing to yourself as far as your independence and your resources and what you've acquired for all this time. Now, some of you may feel like you need to go it alone, or some of you may feel like you are in lack and unable in a way to contribute in as much as you used to, or there could be in instances like that, or again just kind of the the issue of being independent but maybe having people rely on you, or you're needing to rely on yourself a bit more. A commitment to someone who maybe has a lot, has acquired a lot, but maybe there's a feeling of not feeling entitled to that person's, maybe just wanting to do something for, again, yourself. And I'm going back to that one ring circus and the seven of bees here. Okay, so if you, some of you may have issue with someone's independence, with the fact that they may not need you as much as you need them, or vice versa. In a sense, there may be, you know, I may come back to that, but that's a challenge or resistance. Commitment to a long-term plan that will net resources or results for you, that give you a sense of autonomy, a sense of independence, or someone else's independence around you. So let's move to what is an unexpected help here. Rescue with the death card. So this is interesting because there's this is needing help or needing to be rescued, and in the end of that, it's in some way the endings come for new beginnings, and that may be a help for you, whatever ending that may seem, or transformation that transpires over this course of this year. It's coming in as the unexpected help. So there's an end to this needing help, or needing to be rescued, or in a sense needing to rescue others, and in a sense now I'm just kind of getting this kind of feeling like of an island. So stepping out into the world, in a sense, like needing that there's an ending to that. There's a strong transformation, and again, this is in the position of your unexpected help that will be beneficial. It will be in its timing for you. Okay, so something's going to change drastically, in a sense where there could be travel going on, there could be movement going on, but there is an end in that movement. There is an end to, I would say, look forward to. And for some of you, you are looking forward to it. So that's unexpected help. As far as that, it's a help as an unexpected, but it's like it's positive because it's in this area. And the cycles of life and the circle of life, nothing ever really dies in its sense. It transforms, and that goes in all forms and shapes and manners of death and what it means. Okay, so looking into your advice, you do have goblins with judgment. Oh, so oh, why am I getting this? This is an angel specifically, and there's one I'm not specific. Oh, so this is interesting, and I don't know why I'm picking this up of like judging the underworld, and that's really dramatic to say, but it's like judge or finding yourself in this place where you. I mean, this is your advice as far as to as well too. Open your eyes to what are goblins, and goblins are, those that negativity, but with the judgment card, it's almost like going through Now, for some of you, it is almost as if it's like taking, if you happen to be someone who hasn't, let me see. This is the most interesting reading that's come up so far. Um, there is something here as far as like a resurrection in that sense. Now, for some of you cancers, it's like there may be a stage and a point in this where it's like something that's calling you back to your old ways, but it's calling you back to your old ways for a reason. Or as well too, where you, now no one stays on a total uh, ethereal, benevolent attitude and space. There's that duality that is the light and the dark, the yin and the yang for a reason, and the shifts, and sometimes you're called to the light. Well, some of us, we're called to the light, and then for some of us we're called to the dark, and that's just reality. That's the way it is. I'm not gonna argue with any religious dullets as far as that goes. That is what it is. And even in every religious sector or church, there's duality even within that. And you know what you'll find in every single church, you will find the devil that tells you they don't exist. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna leave that there, and it's just, it is what it is for some. So yeah, that's your advice. Your advice is to make a judgment call as well too. There's something here within you that needs to be resurrected, and it's called, you know, it's being called out for a reason. And what do we have here? The outcome is the Golden Palace with the Emperor. Now this is very prosperous. It's wealth and health. It's as well to maintaining your. It's also a high position, a higher level, and now, and this is just a reality as well. A lot of people in power, an emperor has power, right? And usually has a lot of wealth, has a lot of riches, has a lot of an abundance, right? But a lot of what it would take to get there, there's wars that are fought. There are things that they do that are less than saintly in their journey to get to where they're going, or you know where they want to go. And for some, when they're in there, if you're, you know, finding yourself in the trenches, there is something within you that you find within yourself. Now there's a card in here in this deck. It's called the Dragon's Lair, that hasn't come out yet. Interesting. And they used to come out a lot in the past as far as that goes. That where there is danger there, but there is also a power to attain if you're willing to step up to the challenge. So I feel that this is going to be a very monumental year in the form of you going from kind of 0 to 100, or from, or they say kind of rags to riches, or for some of you that's a reality that's going to be coming forth here. And I feel that once this is, again, the outcome, this is a yearly reading, and it's interesting that and this is the sign of Aries here in this, and then I'm looking at this eagle with the shield. So for some of you, there's you getting your honor. There's some honor that's going to come through this challenge and this journey, that if it is challenging for you, there is again a way that it's leading to this golden palace and you feeling like the emperor. Okay, Cancer, I'm gonna leave this at that. Thank you for watching. I do welcome, again, new subscribers to subscribe, but I feel like those of you who stay subscribed to me, you kind of get it, and I appreciate you. So I hope you have a wonderful year, and take care.